911 was an emergency. What's going on? Who had the knife? What's going on? Is someone hurt?
She's stabbing my mom.
She stabbed your mom?
And you watching?
Please, 2518 Chagrin Drive, let us email the stab wound. Potential.
That didn't sound like no little kid, bro. She up there, my mom's gonna die, my mom's gonna die. She's still stabbing my mom, and you on the phone with the police? Dying with my mama. Ain't no way in hell I'm finna be on the phone and not pick up the lamp. Get a knife and stab her. The iron. The fucking skillet. The pan. Like, what's up, squad? Why you on the phone with the police? She's still stabbing her. Still means she been doing this shit for a minute. A minute.
This is the voice of 13-year-old Megan Zanella. She was an ordinary girl from an ordinary home with a loving mother and stepfather and 2 sisters. But this 911 call was far from ordinary. It was the sound of confusion and despair as this peaceful family's life fell apart, as Megan's mom died. She'd been stabbed, but who was holding the knife? And how had things taken such a dark turn for this tight-knit family unit? Knife.
She was sliced to death.
Died. She'd been stabbed, but who was...
How long y'all been around here? A minute? And we was watching the forensic video where the medical examiner was explaining blood spatter. And they was trying to figure out which knife that did it. And they showed that a knife with a round tip, something like this one, will poke and then slice. You can't really fully penetrate the skin with this shit, bro, because both ends are not even on the sharp. You know, anyway, she got sliced to death, bro. Whoever did this sliced her ass up.
Holding the knife. And how had things taken such a dark turn for this tight-knit family unit?
Have you had these type of issues in the past where you just don't remember things?
Like I said, you know, she talked a big game about a lot of things.
From the start, this seemed a simple, if baffling, case of a daughter's jealousy and a cuckoo in the family home, but there was far more to the story. From a troubled childhood to a quiet suburban street, who was really to blame for a mother's murder? Let's dive into the story of Sabrina Zunich. On November 12, 2012, everything changed for the Knaefel family. They were living in the quiet suburb of Willoughby Hills, a picturesque town just outside Cleveland, Ohio. They had a reasonably comfortable life. Kevin Knaefel was a truck driver, and Lisa Knaefel was a social worker with the Cuyahoga County Department of Children and Family Services. Their house was quiet and ordinary, a charming 3-bedroom just off the peaceful Chagrin River. It had a large front yard for the kids to play, including a trampoline and a wooden playset with a slide. These kids were loved and well looked after. There was no reason to suspect anything would go wrong. On the evening of the 12th, Kevin was out at work on the road. Lisa, meanwhile, was home with the kids. The kids were Haley, the 3-year-old child of Kevin and Lisa together, Megan, the 13-year-old from Lisa's first marriage, and their foster daughter, 18-year-old Sabrina. Lisa usually took 3-year-old Haley to bed at about 10 p.m. It was Haley's habit to return a few hours later to Lisa and Kevin's room to sleep in their bed. 13-year-old Megan went to her own room around the same time. 18-year-old Sabrina had more freedom, having become an adult a few weeks earlier. On the night of the 12th, she stayed up working on a project for school for her British literature class in the office area.
We're both upstairs in our rooms, or his separate rooms.
So what happened after she went to bed? Is Lisa still awake, or is Lisa sleeping at this time?
I don't know.
Sabrina was listening to music and wasn't keeping track of other people's movements in the house. She worked on her project until about midnight when she went upstairs and tried to sleep, but she had a headache and couldn't get to sleep.
After some point in time, you don't know how long it's been, you can't go to bed because you've got a headache, correct?
Sabrina left her own room and walked downstairs to Kevin and Lisa's bedroom.
You go open up the medicine cabinet, white bottle that says ibuprofen. How many did you take?
Just a quick question. Since he said medicine cabinet. Do we really got medicine cabinets? Or is everybody shit in the bathroom behind the mirror? Because I've never seen the medicine cabinet before, bro. Because the medicine here, but so is the toothpaste, the little floss and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas got a medicine cabinet? Who the fuck? So, I'm black. Let me talk about my people. So, we don't go buy medicine for no reason just to stock the shit. We gotta be sick, buy it, use it, and then store it for next time we get sick. We don't buy shit just to store the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, when they say medicine cabinets, is that like, is that where people just buy shit and just stock the shit like it's toilet paper and tissue and all that? Like let me know, squad. Let me know, cause I ain't got no medicine cabinet. I got leftovers though. You know bottle of pills came with 28. It's like 9 left. You know what I'm saying? Tylenol like that much left. About this much NyQuil left.
Three.
You take 3 of those.
Niggas ain't doing all that
After
shit.
you take 3 of them, where do you go from there?
I don't know.
Megan and Haley were asleep in bed. Lisa was in her room sleeping too, and Sabrina was standing there taking medication. From there, no one knows exactly what happened. Only that 13-year-old Megan woke up at about 1:15 a.m. to the sounds of a struggle. She rushed into her mom's room to find her foster sister, her mom, and a knife.
911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, she's doing my mom with a knife. Will you please tell me?
She's doing what to your mom with the knife? You need to take a deep breath for me so I can understand you.
No, I did.
Lisa Knaefel had been stabbed 178 times in her head, neck, torso, and
God
extremities.
damn. 13 years old, bro. That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to train y'all kids, squad. 178 times. You seen your foster sister do your mama like that? My son would have shot at 13. My son would have. These niggas been loading guns, shooting guns since they was 10. 10. On my mom. Let somebody be stabbing a nigga finna go get that and blow your motherfucking brains out, bro. I ain't lying. 13 years old on the phone. Nigga you watched that 178 fucking times? That shit crazy, bro. Damn. You said where? I can't put that on YouTube to monetize my channel.
She had defensive wounds. She had tried to fight back, and some of her injuries were complex wounds, where the knife had been twisted. These
Damn.
wounds included one on her jaw deep enough to sever her carotid artery. The knife was a 15-inch convex serrated knife, and it had been bent with the force of the attack.
Cause they can't
At this point,
penetrate.
she was already beyond saving. Her veins had collapsed as a result of the blood loss, and she had flatlined. 3-year-old Haley was hiding in the closet, and Sabrina was covered in blood. Her mom's blood. It was Sabrina holding the knife. At 1:17 a.m., a local police patrolman received a call on dispatch about an assault in progress in the peaceful local area. He rushed to the house in Willoughby Hills, pulling into the driveway to find 13-year-old Megan still holding the phone she'd used to call 911, pleading with him to stop the attack that was happening in the house behind her. He went down the hallway towards Lisa and Kevin's room. He called out for Sabrina to come out with her hands up. She did. She was covered in blood and sobbing, still with the murder weapon in her grip. She had several small lacerations on her hands, the back of her neck, and on her legs above the knees.
Damn, she was chopping her
When the
up,
police
bro.
spoke to Sabrina, she was incoherent and uncooperative. But it was clear what had happened. Megan had witnessed Sabrina attacking their mom, and the physical evidence splattered all over her was undeniable. But why?
This one reason right here, this exact reason right here, is why you got so many kids in the system that haven't been adopted and is not going to get adopted. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Because people are scared to be adoptive parents for the simple fact you don't know these damn kids, bro. And then you got, I'm just keeping it 100. You got motherfuckers that's 15 years old, grew up in a worse neighborhood than already been in juvie, and then you put this little nigga in a suit and tie and have him stand at the door trying to get adopted, trying to shop him and shit. Nigga, we don't want this little demon. Nigga, we know what can happen, bro. Especially when they give you the Carfax. When you adopt a kid, they give you the Carfax on it, squad. It's like, I say this all the time. Being a good person in this world can get you killed. They can. And it's exactly what happened. Try to take a kid out the system, and the kid took you out. Damn.
Why would this ordinary member of this loving family turn to such awful measures? Why would she attack her loving foster mom with a knife, stabbing her nearly 200 times in a fit of rage? Let's talk about Sabrina Zunich.
One more thing, squad. You know how much she had to hate this woman for her not to get fucking tired? Doing this shit 178 times, bro. You stopping at like at least 78. Let alone go another 100 times, my nigga. Her adrenaline was pumping so much she wasn't even tired. She wasn't even tired, bro.
She was born in October 1994 and had a troubled childhood right from the very beginning. Her parents were 35-year-old Mark Zunich and 40-year-old Susan Edwards, both from Ohio. Both had extensive arrest records.
See?
In 1984, Susan spent 6 months in prison after pleading guilty to grand theft. 6 years later, she was found to have supplied drugs to a group of 14 and 15-year-olds in Cleveland. Though her sentencing for this crime was delayed because at the time she was giving birth to...
As soon as I would have seen the Carfax, I would have said, I'm cool. You adopting a kid, bro. I'm keeping it real with you. You see the family they come from, and you're not supposed to be judgmental. The point of adoption is to take kids and give them a better environment because they come from such a fucked up place. But god damn it, but shit. It's like a double-edged sword, bro. Should I take the chance for real? Should I take the... That shit.
Sabrina's older half-sibling, she was later charged with obstruction of justice as well. Sabrina's father, Mark, also had a string of criminal indictments, and these weren't limited to the non-violent. Before Sabrina was born, he had already been arrested multiple times for disorderly conduct and driving under the influence. But when Sabrina was 16 months old, he was arrested for domestic violence. This was the first of many instances of aggression in Sabrina's early life. But she still lived with her father and her grandmother in a small house in Wycliffe, separate from her mom, though Susan and Mark were still together. According to a neighbor, the police were called to the house frequently, and Mark was always drunk. When Sabrina was being bottle-fed as a baby, Mark would put vodka into her bottle to get her to go to sleep more easily. In 2006, when Sabrina was 11, things escalated. Mark gave Susan money to buy alcohol and then accused her of stealing the money for herself. He grabbed her by the hair. When the police arrived, they found him ranting that she should leave his house and never come back. The police report described Mark as a paranoid schizophrenic who hadn't been taking his medication.
Damn.
His life was littered with further arrests, including drunk driving and property damage, until he died of an apparent drug overdose in 2012. By this time, however, Sabrina was already out of the house. With Mark devolving into an irresponsible drunk, Sabrina's grandmother couldn't handle looking after Sabrina on her own, and so Sabrina was sent at the age of 14 to a county-run group home, Emma Cayley Receiving Home, as a teenager. The home was designed for structured behavior modification. She had well-documented anger issues. She would get into fights at school, and someone who knew her there said she wasn't someone to mess with, nor anyone in her life that she loves, because she'll make me or anyone pay. At the age of 4, Sabrina had been diagnosed with ADHD. This and other diagnoses worked alongside a lot of her problems: her anger issues, lying, substance abuse, hearing voices, and
That's what I'm saying. The background check, bro. The background check, squad. Diagnosed with ADHD at 4 years old. You up there hearing voices and shit. Your daddy and your mama's a crackhead. Beating up kids at school. And then at 14 years old, the Bible say at 13 years old, you're responsible for your actions. It ain't no, I was a kid, I didn't know what I was doing. So she's 14 years old, she already who she is. She already who she is, who she wanna be. And then you expect me to adopt this little motherfucker? You said, who said that was what? Bro, that's not what ADHD is. What the fuck? What if somebody said that about autism? What did I say bad about ADHD? What the fuck are you talking about? Squad, don't make me hit the B button. And block. Hearing voices, what the fuck am I talking about? Bitch, they said she was hearing voices. What the fuck are you talking about? Gotta get this nigga up out of here. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Hold on, squad. Damn.
At the age of 4, Sabrina had been diagnosed with ADHD. This and other diagnoses worked alongside a lot of her problems: her anger issues, lying, substance abuse, hearing voices, and stealing. But
did I say that or did he say that? Yeah. Well, you blocked now, so. But yeah, stupid.
When she transferred high schools and moved from the group home to a foster family, her behavior changed dramatically. At her new school, she kept her head down and did her work. She had perfect attendance. She was 16 and things were finally looking up. Her new foster family was the Knaefel family. Lisa Knaefel was used to dealing with troubled children in her work as a social worker. She worked specifically in child protection and knew the value of compassion, and she tried to treat Sabrina with this same compassion. Lisa had started this work in 1999, around the same time as Macon was born. At the time, she was married to someone else. This marriage broke down in 2003. It was in 2006 that she met and married Kevin Knaefel. Kevin had also...
Rest in peace to her, for real. Rest in peace to her, for real. But, I mean, if it's in my mind, I'm going to say it. Of course she divorced her first husband. Women always leave, squad. They do.
Been married in the past, from 1992 to 1997. His first child, born in 1993, did not live with him. It isn't clear how Lisa and Kevin met and got together, but they moved into the pretty house on Chagrin Drive in 2008, and in 2009 they had a daughter of their own, Haley. The five of them, Kevin, Lisa, Megan, Haley, and foster daughter Sabrina, made a tight-knit family unit, at least from the outside. But despite Sabrina's measurable improvement in behavior, things were not as they seemed in the Knaefel household. The relationship between Lisa and Sabrina broke down as quickly as it had begun. Sabrina told a friend that Lisa made her life hell, and they had vicious arguments. Sabrina believed that Lisa showed favoritism towards her two biological daughters and didn't think it was fair. So a division was created in the household between Lisa, Megan, and Haley on one side, and Sabrina and Kevin on the other. It was Kevin Sabrina turned to when she fell out with Lisa, and Kevin made sure to offer her a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on. They became unusually close. Sabrina's friends noticed their strange dynamic and commented on it, unnerved by their touchy relationship and sexual inside jokes. But no one raised any alarm bells because the truth seemed beyond belief. The truth that Kevin had actually groomed Sabrina into a relationship. Sabrina believed they were in love, but it was imperative that they keep their relationship a secret from the rest of the family.
How do you get along with Kevin?
Kevin and me are cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's more the one that helps me out.
Mm-hmm.
Because this has Megan to deal with. Megan.
That's because they fucking. Understand this, and this might sound fucked up again, but you can rent a car and you can buy a car, right? When it comes to this whole situation, if y'all don't know, adoption is permanent. A foster kid ain't. Nigga, I'm having foster kids because you can take them back. If this bitch would have been doing all this, she would have went back, but she ended up adopting her. So when you go through court and adoption is final, nigga, this is permanent. This is your kid. And she couldn't get rid of her if she wanted to. That's like, literally like, it's your kid. So that can be child neglect if you say you don't want the kid no more. You know what I'm saying? I'd be a foster parent. I wouldn't adopt no kids, bro. I got foster kids. That's it. Take these niggas back. I ain't, man, look, fuck that, bro. I'm gonna rent them. I'm just playing, but I'm kind of, I'm a foster parent. Put it like that. I'm a foster parent, bro. I love them though. Zombie used to.
And mental instabilities herself.
Okay.
And so we made agreements a long time ago that if I need anything, that I can go to Kevin.
Whenever Lisa, Megan, and Haley were out, Kevin and Sabrina spent time together. She named him Kevin Love in the contacts of her iPod.
What was his relationship to you?
It was when a foster father when needed to be, and when a lover when not being a foster father.
As
So she lost her life because her husband is a child molester. This little girl fell in love with this man. That's why she killed the mom. She got out of her first marriage to get killed by her second husband. Her husband killed her. If somebody put a hit on somebody, right? Pay somebody to kill somebody, are you still a murderer? Yes, you are. Yes, you are, even though you didn't physically do it. Yes, you are. That's this case right here, bro. You fucked this little girl, drove her crazy. She got jealous and killed your wife. Weird ass nigga, man. Now he need to be in prison for raping a kid. He need to be in prison for raping a kid.
Kevin and Sabrina got closer in 2012, Sabrina and Lisa's dynamic deteriorated even further.
She wanted me out.
Sabrina felt maternal towards 3-year-old Haley.
Even though I think she did this on her own, I wouldn't put it past the nigga if he sparked her brain, if he told her to do it. I don't think he did, but I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him.
And
you're a rapist, a kid rapist at that. Don't put shit, you just bitch nigga. I wouldn't put it past him. You already the bottom of the barrel, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it past him.
Resented the way Lisa kept them apart. On one occasion, Lisa restrained Sabrina physically, and Sabrina spoke to the police about it. But nothing came of it. Despite the increasingly troubled environment in the Knaefel home, Sabrina's petition to remain with the Knaefels after her 18th birthday in October 2012 was successful. Her social worker saw no problems in the household. Sabrina was doing well in school, attending her counseling sessions, and came up clean on drug tests. There was no evidence of the nightmare to come. In the lead up to November 12, 2012, Kevin's relationship with his wife also deteriorated. On September 15th, the police were called to their home on a domestic.
He don't want to fuck her no more. Of course they gonna start arguing. He fucking a little girl. That's what married men do, bro. They stop having sex with their wife when they start having sex with somebody else. That's what they do, bro. He need to be in prison for real. And I'm talking about life in prison. Life in prison. Just for raping her alone. Consensual or not. That fool he's the reason his wife is
Call.
dead, man.
Kevin and Lisa had had a fight about Megan, and Lisa had accused him of choking Megan. He claimed he had only taken her by the back of the neck to steer her into her room. The dispute was already over and Lisa had left the house, but Kevin spoke to the police in case the incident was used in future divorce proceedings. He had told Sabrina he wanted a divorce from Lisa so he could be with her. He also asked Sabrina's social worker what would happen if he and Lisa divorced, if he would be able to keep custody of Sabrina.
Wow.
On a family camping trip with an old friend, David Strunk, Kevin confessed.
Like I fucking said, bro. He didn't want to touch his wife because he wanted to be with the little girl. You want to divorce your wife and still have custody of the girl so you could fuck the little girl, bro. That's what I'm saying. That nigga needs to die, bro. Shit. Her mind, her as a person, she's a sick individual for doing this shit. But now when I look at her life, bro, I can't even blame her all the way. I look at your parents, drug addicts, you know what I'm saying? You was already diagnosed with a mental disorder. Your mind is fucked up over love and lust because you fucking this old ass man who took your virginity most likely at that. She probably don't even know why she killed her. She probably don't even know why she killed. She just, like. Damn, bro.
That Lisa suspected he was having an affair with their foster daughter. He showed David photos of Sabrina, including modeling shots he'd helped her put together and underwear she'd bought him. He said he was seeing a divorce attorney. This was in October 2012, just a month before his wife's murder. Kevin was out working on the night of November 12th. When the police notified him of what had happened, he immediately demanded to know about his girls and picked them up from the police department at 5 a.m. Haley and Megan, that is, because Sabrina was in police custody. The police officers who interacted with Kevin that morning, the morning after his family was horrifically torn apart, recalled him acting strangely calm. One officer said that Kevin was saying he was some kind of EMT before, and he had seen stuff like this numerous times, and I wasn't going to tell him anything that he hasn't seen before, and he wanted to know every detail about what happened. He was frustrated that they wouldn't let him see Sabrina, ranting that he was her foster father and needed to see her. He had his name added to her visitor list. Meanwhile, the police were interviewing Sabrina, trying to get to the bottom of why she had murdered her foster mother.
She's never seen the light of me, and she's been wanting me out of the house.
What's your thoughts on how Lisa is not alive now?
What?
What is your thoughts on that she is not alive?
Sabrina claimed to have no knowledge of her foster mother's death. She said she remembered nothing after entering Lisa's bedroom for medication.
Remember when we came to the house, you had the knife in your hand.
Are you sure it wasn't self-defense?
There's always two sides to every story.
Sabrina maintained her story that she didn't remember anything, but the evidence was irrefutable.
You're under arrest.
You got ADHD. You're not a schizo, bro. You not one of them sleepwalkers. I don't believe her. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing, bro. She went to go grab the knife. That big ass knife wasn't just sitting in that woman's room. All I went to go do was grab some medicine. Okay, why did you grab a knife before you went to go get the medicine? Tell us that. Why y'all didn't ask her that shit? You did that shit on purpose, bro.
You know, Lisa's dead, and it appears that you're responsible for that at this time.
Sabrina was booked and taken to jail. And on the outside, Kevin seemed to be moving on with his life. Almost immediately, he donated Lisa's things to Goodwill and tried to sell her bedroom furniture on Craigslist.
Damn.
He asked David to shut down Lisa's social media accounts, claiming he couldn't handle the influx of messages. On November 17th, 5 days after the death of his wife, he hired a cleaning company to clean the scene of the murder. His manner was reportedly matter-of-fact. He told them money was no object because he had a $250,000 life insurance policy. But he did not have only one such policy. After the murder, he remarked to one of Lisa's co-workers that her $50,000 salary was a lot to make up, but in the weeks following, he more than managed it. Across various different insurance policies from his own employer as well as private insurance companies.
Like I said, I wouldn't put it past the nigga that he told her to do it, bro. It was too beneficial. She was way more beneficial being dead than alive. He was made way more richer, her being dead, than alive. He was way more happier with her being dead than alive. I got the perfect hitman to do it. The daughter. Go ahead and do this. I can finally be with you. I'm gonna get this money. We move together. They're gonna give me custody of you. Now we can do whatever we want in the house because they're gonna think we father and daughter. Nobody's gonna be suspicious. Yeah, he washed her brain, bro. She playing stupid. She know what she did because this nigga told her to do it. That's why he made sure he was at work when it happened. Make sure you do it at night at work when you know what I'm saying? When everybody else is asleep. But the little girl said, the 13-year-old girl said, I was asleep when I heard my mom screaming. Yeah, this nigga did it. Now that I think about it, this nigga did it for sure. For sure.
Kevin collected around $785,000. He put this money to work immediately. He paid off their previously foreclosed house and added a swimming pool, bought himself new cars, and took flying lessons. He was living a freshly comfortable
like
life,
a morning husband.
while Sabrina was languishing in prison awaiting trial for his wife's murder. But 9 months later,
what he need to understand, she's still 15. She's still a woman. On top of that, she have disabilities. My nigga, she can't hold water. Everything you told her, she's been in jail this whole time. This how the police gonna know she's not lying. Because everything you told her, she's gonna tell the police, and they see you living it. I'm gonna get this life insurance money. How the 15-year-old girl know that you got a $250,000 life insurance policy on your wife? The girl gonna tell her all that. The girl gonna tell the police everything. How you didn't think of that, bro? Yeah, he about to get wild.
things changed for Kevin. Sabrina got tired of taking the fall and told the police about her relation.
Big dogs in the building. Like I said, squad, we don't pre-watch nothing, nigga. He's washed. He's washed. He's washed. He's fucking washed. She ain't gonna hold that shit for too much longer, bro. She's 15. She's 15.
Relationship with Kevin. Not only that, but she told them what had really happened, that Kevin had told her Lisa needed to die.
And why did you do that?
Because I was doing what I was told to do.
Kevin had maintained that he wanted to divorce Lisa so he could be with Sabrina throughout their relationship.
Yeah, this seemed like I pre-watched this, motherfucker. Everything they saying, I just fucking said, squad. He told her, we're gonna be together. I'm gonna get this money. We're gonna be. I see what y'all mean. I'm too good at this shit, man. I'm too good at this shit, man. Come on, B. Too good at this shit, man. I see what y'all mean, squad. I say that shit too. That nigga too good at
but
this
in
shit,
September
man.
2012, he confessed that he was afraid he'd lose custody of the girls, including his own daughter Haley, if he divorced Lisa. He told Sabrina about the life insurance policies, amounting nearly to $800,000, and said that as a result, Lisa was worth more dead than alive. In September 2012, he confessed that he was afraid he'd lose custody of the girls, including his own daughter Haley, if he divorced Lisa. He told Sabrina about the life insurance policies, amounting nearly to $800,000, and said that as a result, Lisa was worth more dead than alive.
I also just said that too, right? You seen this video, goes. Okay. 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 Like I said, worth more dead than alive. More dead than alive.
If Lisa was gone, Kevin said, he and Sabrina could be together and raise their own family. The pair began to make plans. They talked to one of Sabrina's friends from high school, Autumn Pavlik, in the car on the way to a Chinese buffet. They discussed the prospect of having a friend of Autumn's carry out a hit on Lisa. In October, Autumn moved to California and nothing more came of this plan.
Hold on. So he told her, I want you to kill her. And she went to go tell somebody else, like, bro, can y'all kill this bitch for me? That's what I'm saying. You don't get little kids to do your... This nigga was going to be washed off back, because if she would have hired whoever the fuck to did it, or told, my nigga, she's 15. They wouldn't have got none of that life insurance money. They would have ended up telling too, y'all go ahead and kill her. He gonna get $800,000 life insurance. When he give it to me, I'll give it to y'all. Yeah, fucking right. They dodged a prison sentence, bro. Fucking with that girl,
But
man.
Sabrina and Kevin didn't give up. In early November, they discussed using a pistol with a pillow to muffle the sound. Sabrina would shoot Lisa, and then Kevin would dispose of the gun.
Then it went
Damn!
to, let's use a gun.
Did you fall?
The plan was he was going to say he's going to drop me off at the roller rink, and I was going to go to the shooting range with him. Lisa said, why don't you ever do anything with me anymore? And so that didn't happen.
On the morning before the murder, Kevin was driving Sabrina to school as he always did. But on this occasion, he stopped the car and began to get upset. He described a fight he'd had with Lisa, a fight so bad he said, I can't stand anymore, so I'm going to kill myself if she's not dead. Sabrina was in love with him. Sabrina said she'd kill Lisa as soon as she could.
Damn.
They planned out how the stabbing should be done. If Lisa was lying on her side, Sabrina should stab her in the back. If she was lying on her back, Sabrina should stab her in the throat. The attack would have to happen at night, while Lisa was asleep, but without disturbing Haley, who usually came into Lisa's room in the middle of the night. Key to the plan was this: Sabrina would claim insanity if she was caught.
Wow.
This was why she feigned ignorance throughout her police interview. This was why she claimed not to remember the attack, because she thought it would give her the defense of insanity, just as Kevin had told her it would.
What if I go to prison? And he said, you'll only do 25, and I'll get you lawyers, and I'll make sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah, you gotta be dumb as hell for a nigga to tell you you'll only do 25 years and you say okay. For you to say you... She trying to get out of prison, bro. She trying to get the fuck out of there. She saying anything, nigga. If you only do 25, she trying to tell him everything that he told her so she can get out of that motherfucker, man. You only do 25 years. You're 15 now. You know, you'll be out when you're 40. Fuck. Okay. Like, how can you agree upon this shit, bro?
Only 9 months later, Kevin had not arranged for Sabrina's legal defense, and the insanity bid was going nowhere. She realized she had been manipulated, and she went to the prosecutors and asked for a plea deal. She would cooperate with their investigation and tell them everything Kevin had done. Kevin's perfect getaway began to fall apart. The police contacted Autumn Pavlik, and she helped them by meeting with Kevin to lure him out about the hitman. They recorded the interaction.
And the only thing...
So you mean to tell me your pedophilic ways got your wife killed, and them same ways got you put in jail? This nigga linked up with that little girl hoping he can hit that. And she washed your stupid ass, bro. Why would you, under any circumstance, talk about your wife murder to a kid? See, the pedophile he tried to get her too, bro. This nigga need to be where he at, 'cause I know for sure he in prison. I know for sure.
What I'm worried about is that whole hitman thing.
He didn't admit to anything in this conversation, and various search warrants of Kevin's house, vehicles, and electronics all turned up.
I'm finna say, nigga, you gotta be the dumbest nigga in the world, bro. But the only reason he linked up with her, because I promise you, that's still an agenda. He wanted to hit that little girl, bro. He did. He did, Scrub.
Nothing incriminating. But Sabrina's testimony was enough. He was arrested and charged with complicity to commit aggravated murder and sexual battery in August 2013. Sabrina pleaded guilty to aggravated murder and was sentenced to life in prison with the option for parole after 30 years, which will be in 2042 when she is 47 years old. Kevin, however, pleaded not guilty. His defense argued,
her life is gone. 15 to 47 years old. Fuck. You was born for no fucking reason. You was born for no reason. 15 to you 40. Ooh, them are really the glory years of your life. Them are really the glory years of your life fucking gone, bro. She 47 to 50.
There was no evidence of his affair with Sabrina or of his plot to kill his wife.
What?
It was only Sabrina's word, and Sabrina was a troubled young person with a...
Nah, that's all it should be. Why he tried to put that stamp on there? She was a troubled young person, so we can't... No, fuck that. If this little girl said I was having sex with this man told me to kill his wife, she knew about the life insurance, he was having sex with her, bro. What you mean it ain't no fucking proof? And then he gonna put, well, she was a little girl and had a troubled past. That's probably why they... Listen to what he about to say.
It was only Sabrina's word, and Sabrina was a troubled young person with a history of substance abuse and unreliable behavior.
So we couldn't believe her, is what he trying to say. So in that case, let the nigga free. Don't believe him when she said that he told me to do the murder. Don't believe that either. How the fuck you gonna believe some of the story? The fuck kind of shit is this? Let the nigga free then. He didn't do the murder. How you gonna believe her on that? Motherfuckers are stupid, bro.
But this is what made the case all the more chilling. That she was young, unstable, and vulnerable, and he had taken advantage of that. On June 11th, 2014, Kevin Knaefel was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment for each of the 6 counts of sexual battery.
Okay, we had 12 years, which is wild as fuck. Okay, 2 years for 6 counts, 12 years. What else?
And to life with parole eligibility after 30 years for complicity to aggravated murder.
Oh, he's dying in there. Never mind. Never mind. That's 42 years. Never mind. Never mind.
To be served consecutively.